Morning, everybody. It is Sunday, the 24th of May, about 11 o'clock, about 11:15 in the morning. In Chicago, we got some rain. We got some rain coming here, which is nice. Let's see what we got. I'm just going to go through a couple things something to chew on for the week to see what's coming into next week. All right, so I want to take a look at NVDA. All right. NVIDIA made that big move on that push on that month, right? On this rally on the upside. We had a really nice rally, all right, to this move here, right? So we went down to our support level, which is down a little lower than that, about 195. That's my support level there at 195 down there. So we'll see if something starts to happen from here. But for right now, it triggered a bunch of twos that gave us a 3-2 down that kind of went into force here a little bit. This shooter down on the day from Friday. Okay, so looking at it from here, there's your month. This is all of this right here was just this transpiring back down. All right. So now what do we have? We got a big actionable week. That's for damn sure. All right. So 2-1 inside. All right. We'll see with the shooter down, and we'll see what tomorrow is going to be. I'm sorry, Tuesday. See what Tuesday starts to bring. But looking at it, I wanted to look at it at the bigger picture on the weekly because I think NVIDIA is in a spot where it's either going to break and chop and move back up quickly, or if it stays down, if we start to break that 212, which has been very, very strong support level, if we break that, then I think there's a good chance that we break this whole thing and bring it back down to 195. All right, so that would be the move to the downside back there. That's our number 195. All right, 194.82ish. All right, so we'll see on Tuesday when we get the new day in. We'll see how this actionable. I mean, we're more than likely probably going to be inside there, but the lows on Friday were 214.80. All right, so 214.80, and that's exactly where the week closed out. So the week and the day in tune, coming back down. All right, so we'll see. Like I said, if we get the 212 break, I think we could get the gusto to maybe break down and see if we can test that support level again. All right, we knows the earnings that were flat. We also know that they didn't get any orders from China. So the news is, I'd say the news is a little mixed here right now on the video, okay? There's just as many people that want this thing to run back up, all right? So looking at it here, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this 212 breakdown back down to 195, and then I think it's got the good right to turn around if that month starts to firm up. This thing could back right back up to that 223 area. All right, but I want to show you where I'm coming from here. So I'm going to blow this screen up. Okay, I'm going to flip this down to an hourly. Okay, so now we're looking at an hourly. We kind of shrink it a little bit here on NVIDIA. All right, so here we are on our hourly. All right, this was Friday. We started the day with a big 312 flat. Nothing happened. All right, it triggered another 3. Nothing happened. You bet the break to the downside. All right, so here we are now, 214.28 as we speak. All right, so looking forward, so we got 212 is where our support level is kind of going to be on this one. So I want to kind of blow this up a little bit. All right, so coming back here, all right, it actually goes back a little bit more than that. All right, so I can show you right here on this bar. Right here is where I drew my line from. All right, the low on that is $208.40 was the low on this. Okay, so We're not there yet, but you can just kind of get you an idea where we are. All right. So 2-1 coming down, and we finished with a 60 on the shooter down. So what do we have? Well, we got an actionable red, right? We got an actionable red. We got a month that's still pretty strong, but it is starting to turn into a bit of a shooter. Our Friday day was red as well. Okay, and let's look at it again real quick. All right, there you go. There's your month coming down. Your day finishes right there with the big down move on the Friday. All right, so we don't have full time frame continuity by any stretch of the imagination, and we got a shooter that's coming back down. All right, so it has weakened a lot from that move. All right, so this is what we've taken out of there so far. Can we triangle all this business and get it back down? I think we can, but the way to get there is it's kind of tricky. So I'm going to go back to the hour again. All right, and here we are. All right, so breaking through our support level is 212. It's 212.12 right now. All right. So we got coming down on magnitudes from where we are right now. This would be the next move to the break to the downside. I guess we'd have to get through this guy here at 213.76. Now we're at 214.28. All right. So we're looking to make this move to the downside coming from there. All right. We hit that one 213.76. Then we start to go back into this area in here. And then this is where our support level lies. All right, so we're going to come back and consider, I think we're going to come back up into this area here. And how we act when we get in here is going to be very, very important. All right, because if this thing starts to break us down here, right, and we break through that 212 number, okay, I don't really have any really good support levels until that number that I showed you earlier. All right. So there's our 212. We break that. We come down here. Our next move to the downside is 195. Now, it seems like that's a little bit of a grabber to get all the way back down there. But what I'm seeing is that if we break through this right here, right, to this level here, this was a big outside day there too. That was a big hour. Sorry about that, hour. All right, so if we can break through all of this here and break the 210, our next stop, I'm going to say, would have to go to 206.50. All right, so 206.50. I think if we're coming this way, because we're losing month even more, if all this transpire, our month is going to be surrendering that month, and that shooter is going to keep looking better and better as it comes down. All right, so hence we support here on the 212 and we hold. Okay, then our next move has got to get up to 217. I'm looking at right now no, I got a better number than that. 218 basically. All right, so if we get back up through 218, all right, we dance with this for a little while, or we play ping pong in there a little bit, and we wait and see how things start to transpire in here. You could probably get some ping pong in here with that support level. So if that support level comes down and we hit that number, all right, but we cannot break all this, I think up back through 218. And again, you'd be moving up on your magnitudes looking at it like this way, right? So we'd have to get through 215. We'd have to get through 216. I think 218 is the magic number. I think if we get back up there, then I think we got a really good shot at trying to get back up to this high here at 227. All right. So we'll wait and see how. That's why I wanted to break it down into smaller time frames, because I'm going to watch it in smaller time frames. All right. So again, let's see if we can hit 212. If we can hold support there and we come back up through 218, I think that thing might have a chance to get its move back upside. Provided that the futures are doing, the futures are going to have a say in this as well. All right, as we know. But for what we're looking at NVIDIA, we hold this level. I think we break and go higher. All right. But if we do break and that month really starts to surrender and start giving us a really shooter to the downside, that's our next move right there, 206. All right, and 206, then we look down to 195. That's my thoughts on NVIDIA right now. It's about all really, like I said, let's see how we trade up in here if we do get down here. Okay, we might not. We might get some good support level right here at this 213.87, which is going to be very close to where we're going to be opening on Tuesday as right now. All right, as right now. So we'll watch that bar right there. We're going to have to break through there, and if we break through there, then we start taking on this guy, and we see what's going to happen there. All right, that's my thoughts on NVIDIA. I don't talk about it much. But I was looking at it, so I wanted to talk about it a little bit because I don't chat too much about NVIDIA. I don't like the stock. If you've been in puts, I mean, you got beat up in the puts here, but since the day of the earnings day, all right, it was the move. That was the move, okay? So nice move daily up there to the upside, and then they've been, steadily bringing it back. So, and we got that 2-1 actionable on the week, which is going to be very pivotal. If we start to break through that number, through that 212, all right, that 212 is going to weaken. It's going to continue to weaken our month, and then we're going to be looking to take the 212 down. The low on that one right now is 214.80. That's going to be a little bit, we're a little lower than that right now, all right, at 214.28, wherever we are right now. We're actually trading right now, so I see 214.28, but this is Sunday. I think we only trade for a couple hours on Sundays, but we got those. I'm not sure about with the day off tomorrow, so I'm not positive about that. Because typically a Sunday with night kick on would be at like 6 o'clock my time, which is 7 o'clock New York time. All right, so a little bit lower right now, 214.28. 214.28. That's going to break the 212 down. All right, so we'll see what happens there. We'll watch on those hourlies. We'll see what happens there. Merck, I'm in Emerson. I'm in that one, but Merck it was not. And Merck, and I'm going to go back to another hourly chart. Like Merck was just laying so dead for got to be a good 4 or 5 days. I mean, if you look at this one, we'll pull it up. This thing kind of came out of nowhere, man. All right, so it was, a lot of ping pong going on here. All right, a lot of pinging and ponging. All right, moved it, choppy, and then we get the move. All right, so listen. 80% of gaps gets filled, right? This ain't coming back down to fill this gap anytime soon. All right, let's flip that up and go to the daily. All right, we're not going to be going back to down here for a while. Okay, so we'll see what happens with Merck. I think you probably will get some pullback, but I think this Merck is very strong, and I think if the XLV continues to stay better, but I think you're going to need all forces on hands to keep pushing tech. Healthcare, because healthcare's got some real complications. All right, I like Merck. I think it's going higher. I wouldn't be surprised to see it to go to 130, but we got to figure out how to get in. All right, so we'll see with that one. Merck made a big move on us there with the earnings, so now it's kind of tricky for us. All right, so just kind of sit tight a little bit on Merck and let's see what happens. All right, Triple M. That's another one of our guys kind of crapped out at the end of the day on Friday. Here we had a little surrender on the diamonds at the end of the day. I wasn't here, but look what happened, and look what ended up being the day after making the all-time high. All right, what did I say? We look for that move that goes up and then comes back down. You're starting to see it. That's just broadening formation. All right. Now it's going to be really tricky for us to see how we're going to gauge. So 506.06 would break it down. All right, and we're a little below there right now, just but jerking around here on the overnight. Not too much to talk about there. All right, so this is going to be one where we're going to have to watch here. We'll see what on the daily. The month is really good. You're outside on the week. All right, and what do we look for? We look for that 322. I mean, I like the month and the week better than this shooter coming back down on the daily. Okay, it carries a hell of a lot more weight when you get a move up there and a move back downside on a weekly or on a quarter. All right, it is a daily, it is a major time frame, but it just don't carry the weight that these guys carry. All right, so shooter back down right now. Support levels, I got to go back down, guys. I got to go back down like to 498. I think 498 is where we're going to be. If this goes into force, I think you start to make a move back down. Could possibly, you're going to have to get through these two to get to 493. I think that's going to be difficult in itself. All right, but let's see what happens. I mean, they did really kind of come hitting it at the end of the day, and it was profit taking. They got these things up to the highs, they knock them right back down, and I think that the diamonds will get better, but I think it's going to have to go through this, business in here before it's going to be able to get back up over there. All right, so we'll see what the diamonds are going to bring. And again, they're going to have a hand in how Triple M and all that's going to trade. All right, so Triple M, it still held up pretty good even with the move to the downside. To have a decent day, it was stuck in the middle. A lot of indecision here, not telling us anything. But I'm telling you, the month is looking good, and we got a new month coming here, and that wouldn't be happening until the 1st of June. The 1st of June. It's going to be... sorry about that. It's going to be the 1st. All right, so the 31st will be Sunday, and then June 1st will be the new month. We will get a new bar then. All right, so we'll wait to see how they come in. All right, so I like this hammer they have going on in the month here now, and we see 2-2 up. We'll go through some of those other ones. Emerson just kind of had a really nice 4-day move. I sold a little bit on Friday. It moved pretty nice. So we'll see. I still got stock. Everybody came tripping down at the end of the day, triggered the month to go red again. All right. So, Emerson never got red. All right. But this was a nice move or maybe it did there. 137.42. No, we were still in the red the whole time. So there's a 2-1-3. We'll see what happens with that one. It didn't really cool its jets too much, but the 3 down kind of got a little indecision again here on Emerson. All right, so Emerson, I like the week, and I think the month is it's outside. So we'll see what that one's going to bring. All right. I like the fact that they held up green on the day when they smacked them down pretty good at the end of the day there too. All right. So Emerson. Couple other ones. Airlines, I'm going to leave it at there. And when I get to the airlines, because we kind of, that was a nice 3 move up here on American Airlines. That was nice. Got up to 1420. I sold some American Airlines Friday as well, just because this was a pretty move to the upside. I still got stock. I'm still longer from a lower price. All right, so American Airlines puking back down, gave up a lot on the day, but it still stayed green pretty steady. I think these airlines are all right. We'll see what happens there. Back down to 1382 Our support level is better than that. I'm at this 1297, 1298 area if there's any pretty decent support there. And I moved that up because I was had it from a lower number now. All right, so American Airlines, see what happens there. Delta kind of garbagey on Friday, had a nice day to the 77.10. Fell apart with everybody else coming back down. Now we look for this reversal and see if we can get these things to move back up. All right. I think they're good. If it starts to go back in here and starts chopping, all right, you're gonna have to turn around and move now. All right, and if they start to do this chop business, you're gonna have to wait out. All right, and United Airlines. Again, had two really good days and then already stalled out. So we'll see what this guy's going to bring as well. It's going to need continuation to the upside. These things need to reverse and start going back up. If they start to come back in, what's going to happen? They're going to start chopping, and then there's a good chance that it could break out of that from the downside from there. All right, so the airlines are a little bit better. I really wanted to talk about NVDA, and I know the numbers for NVIDIA. We know if we start to break through 212, we could find some trouble down to that 211 to 206 area. But we know if the reverses go back up and we get back up through 218, I think there's a good shot that NVIDIA could reverse and start excelling back up to the upside, back to that 227. I feel pretty good about those numbers. I think the airlines here, a nice 2-2 stall out third day. You need to turn around right away. All right. If they start to fall on us again, then we're probably going to see them come back down to their support levels, and then they're going to have to go through that all business again. All right. So we'll see what happens there. I'm going to leave it at that. It's a Sunday. I'm going to do some barbecue, and everybody enjoy your weekend. Have a wonderful holiday, and we will be back on Tuesday. I probably won't get. I'll be in here looking at charts, but I don't, unless I stumble on something, I will. But other than that, not going to happen. All right. So everybody, have a wonderful, wonderful day. All right. Have a good time with your family. All right. Enjoy. All right. Be good.